there has been a flood of spending by 501c4 organizations and also 501c5 or 501c6 groups. And these new politically involved nonprofit organizations are having a larger footprint with every election. Previously, corporations were prohibited from spending money on express advocacy. You couldn't just run an advertisement with your corporate money. But in the wake of these recent legal changes, corporations, either directly or through a super PAC or a 501c organization, are finding more ways to have their money involved in the process.
Let's dive into this a little bit more, Jonah. Ari Berman had a great piece looking at all of this in Tom Dispatch. He reports that there are now more than 300 super PACs registered with the Federal Election Commission. 196 donors have provided nearly 80% of the money raised by these super PACs last year by giving $100,000 or more each. He says this is completely going to change the game. You know, the Obama administration likes to talk about all of the small donors, but he believes that the small donors are going to be a tiny percentage because of these super PACs. He reports that before Citizens United, the maximum amount one person could give to a candidate was $2,500. For a political action committee, it was $5,000. For a political party committee, it was $30,000. But now the sky's the limit for a super PAC. And Michael was just talking about these 501c4s, which means that you can give as much money as possible in secret. I know it's hard to find out who's behind these. Sheldon Adelson has gotten a lot of attention, but who else do we need to be looking at? Who else is behind some of these big super PACs?
Well, even before Citizens United, the problem was bad, and we could see how much the various different industries were spending to influence elections, and they were doing it kind of in roundabout ways, but they were still spending substantial amounts of money to influence how elections worked. So it was like things like the gas and energy industry, the major oil companies, the tobacco industry, the major agribusiness. And as you go down the line, all the major mega corporations already were playing this game, already were spending the money. But now the sky's the limit, as you said, and now the amount of money that they're able to spend is just tremendous. It means that it's hard for someone to stand up, to say, for an elected official to say, I'm going to stand with the people. I'm going to stand against climate change and pass tough climate change legislation when they know if they do that, and this has happened, that corporations will spend a tremendous amount of money to get them out of office.
And that wasn't my next question, because even before Citizens United, obviously, so much money was flowing to these campaigns, but we were able to find out where it was coming from. For example, President Obama's top contributors in the last election included employees of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Citigroup. How do the super PACs and the 501c4s change this? Are we going to see these Wall Street firms go through the sort of, I guess, old-fashioned channels, or are they going to go through the 501c4s so their donations are now secret?
One of the things that the super PAC vehicle allows is these special interests to spend even more money. Thanks to the existing disclosure rules, we know that about half of the money that the main pro-Romney super PAC has raised has come from Wall Street folks. This is individuals or organizations who work in that securities and investment world. Labor unions are a key figure in who's funding Democratic super PACs, as well as many Hollywood figures. Jeffrey Katzenberg of DreamWorks provided the first $2 million contributions to the main pro-Obama Priorities USA Action super PAC. Just recently, Bill Maher said that he was donating $1 million to this group. So Democrats are trying to turn to the traditional quarters where they've raised money. That's often Hollywood, lawyers, and unions.
But it's also just two important points. I mean, first, it's just astounding, just the idea that people are giving millions of dollars to the elections, and it really means that we don't have a voice, that we the people don't have a voice, that more and more, if this stands, they don't have to listen to us. And it's just really profound to hear numbers like that and to think about whether any of us who are part of the 99% have any chance at influencing what happens if elected officials have to raise money from these extreme wealth. And then another important point is the unions are firmly behind the campaign for a constitutional amendment, and really almost every week now are coming and joining us in this campaign.